Hey everybody, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Sioux Falls this year, you need to see these numbers. The January market data just dropped, and there are some really interesting shifts happening right now. Some of this is going to surprise you. I'm Craig with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Midwest Realty, and today we're breaking down the January 2026 market stats for the Sioux Falls Metro, so Minnehaha and Lincoln Counties. Whether you're a buyer trying to figure out when to jump in or a seller wondering what your home could sell for, stick around because this data tells a pretty clear story. All right, let's start with the big three headline numbers. New listings came in at 476. That's down 7.4% compared to last January when we had 514. So fewer homes are hitting the market. That's important, and I'll explain why in a second. Closed sales, 158. That's down 14.1% from last January's 184. So not only are fewer homes being listed, even fewer are actually selling. But here's where it gets interesting. The median sales price went up to $333,750. That's a 4.3% increase over last year. So even though activity is slower, prices are still climbing. What does that tell us? It tells us that demand is still outpacing supply. There are fewer options out there, and buyers are willing to pay more for the homes that are available. If you're a homeowner, that's a really good sign for your equity. Now here's a number that really jumped out to me. The average sales price hit $395,519. That's up 13.5% from last year's $348,516. You might be thinking, wait, the median went up 4%, but the average went up 13%? Good catch. That gap tells us something. It means we're seeing more activity at the higher end of the market. Some bigger ticket homes are closing, and that's pulling the average up. So if you own a home in that mid to upper price range, let's say $350,000 and above, this is a really strong market for you right now. And if you're a buyer in that range, just be aware that competition for quality homes is real and prices do reflect that. Let's talk about what sellers are actually getting relative to their asking price. The percent of original list price received came in at 96.7%. Last year was 97.5, so a slight dip of about 0.8%. What does that mean in real dollars? On a $335,000 home, that's roughly a $2,700 difference. It's not dramatic, but it does tell us that buyers have a tiny bit more negotiating room than they did a year ago. Here's the flip side. Days on market jumped to 105 days, up from 88 last January. That's a 19.3% increase. Homes are sitting a little longer before they sell. If you're a seller, this doesn't mean the sky is falling, far from it. But it does mean that pricing it right away from day one matters more than ever. If you overshoot on price, you're going to feel those extra days. But if you price it strategically with good marketing behind it, you're still in a great position. If you're a buyer, this is actually encouraging news. You have a little more breathing room. You don't have to make a decision in 24 hours like you might have 2 or 3 years ago. You can be thoughtful. You can negotiate. Okay, this is the section I've been wanting to get to because I think this is the most telling statistics in the whole report. Inventory of homes for sale, 1,042. Last January was 1,460. That's a drop of 28.6%. Let me say that again. We have nearly 29% fewer homes available for sale than we did a year ago. That is a significant tightening of the market. And the month supply of inventory dropped to 3.1 months, down from 4.8 months. That's a 35.4% decrease. Now for context, a balanced market is generally considered between 5 to 6 months of supply, and right now we are at 3.1%, or 3.1 months. We are firmly in a seller's market. There simply aren't enough homes to go around. What this means for sellers? You have leverage. With only a 3-month supply, well-priced homes are going to attract serious buyers. This is a great time to list. What this means for buyers: don't wait for some magical flood of inventory to appear. It's not coming, at least not right now. The homes that are available are the homes you're competing for. If you find one you love that checks your boxes, move into it. Move on it. So let's zoom out and connect the dots. We have fewer homes hitting the market, fewer homes closing, inventory is shrinking, and despite all of that, or really because of all of that, prices are still going up. This is a market that rewards people who are prepared and strategic. If you're selling, the conditions are in your favor, but you can't just stick a sign in the yard and expect magic. Pricing, presentation, and marketing are what separate homes that sell quickly for top dollar and ones that sit. The homes that are priced right and marketed well are still moving. The ones that aren't, well, that's where those 105 days on market come from. If you're buying, yes, it's competitive. It's not the frenzy of 2021, 2022. You have a little bit more time, a little more negotiating room, and interest rates, while not where any of us want them, they are something we can work with, especially with the right loan strategy. The biggest mistake I see right now with both sides: waiting. Sellers waiting for spring when they have a great market right now. Buyers waiting for prices to drop when the data clearly shows prices are going up, not down. One last thing I want to point out. If you look at the rolling 12-month median price trend going all the way back to 2008, the trajectory is crystal clear. Sioux Falls real estate has been on a steady upward climb for over a decade. Even through COVID, even through rate hikes, prices in this market keep going up. That's not hype, that's 18 years of data. If you're on the fence about whether Sioux Falls real estate is a good investment, the data speaks for itself. So that's your January 2026 Sioux Falls market update. If you found this helpful, hit the like, subscribe button so you don't miss next month's report. If you have questions about what this means for your specific situation, whether you're looking to buy your first home, sell your current one, or just want to know what your home is worth right now, I'd love to help. My info is in the description. I'm Craig with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Midwest Realty, and I'll see you on the next one.